Hello, so I am here to do a bookshelf tour, which I have never actually done before. I don't quite have room on all of my on my shelves for all of my books, but I'm very close. So we're just gonna do this right now. All right, we're ready. So this is my first bookshelf. All of my bookshelves are in alphabetical order. So this is the first one right here. On the top, I've got some Polaroids. I got some Funko Pops. I got that little that's from Haikyuu. And so this is my first shelf. I'm not going to pull everything out, but I've got Watership Down. I have My Appetite for Destruction. I have some Sherman Alexie. I have V.C. Andrews. I've got my Animorphs collection. I've got more, but I have not read them yet. I have Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 1, Angel Beats Volume 1, some of the Goodnight Pun Puns. I've got 1 through 3, and then 6 and 7. I do own the other ones that are still on the book wall. I have Bunny. I have some Richard Bachman. I did decide to split up my Richard Bachman and my Stephen King, just because that was kind of fun. So I've got Regulators, Thinner, and Blaze. And I've got Shipbreaker here. Second shelf, I've got my Frederick Backman, which is I've got Us Against You and Anxious People. I have some Clive Barker, so I've got The Books of Blood. I have The Inhuman Condition, Great and Secret Show, Hellbound Heart, Weave World, and The Damnation Game. I've got The Idiot by Elif Batuman, which I really enjoyed. I just bought the sequel. I'm very excited. I got The Slob by Aaron Beauregard. You can't really see that one. That's right there. I've got some Hilary Bell. They're the only ones I kept. I kept my Farsala trilogy, and then I also kept my Knight and Rogue books. I do have book 2 in the book wall. I've got You by Charles Benoit, Cruel Prince by Holly Black, Fantastic Land by Mike Bachman, which I really loved, starring Sally J. Friedman as herself, and the second Ordinary Boy book, both of which are childhood books. Third shelf, I have The Darkest Minds by Alexander Bracken, Fahrenheit 451, The Different Stars Above, Bloody Shirt, which is about Civil War, Clockwork Orange, Naked Lunch, Queer. This is Capulet Mag, volume 4. I have a essay in there. That's why I have that. Here's to My Sweet Satan, Kurt Cobain Journals, Leverage. It's from Robert Cormier, so I've got The Reagan Bone Chop, The Chocolate War, and Beyond the Chocolate War. I have Heavier Than Heaven, which is Kurt Cobain biography that me and a friend in college annotated. I have Columbine and Parkland, both by Dave Cullen. I've got a full set of Danganronpa manga. I've got the 1 through 4 for the original game, 1 through 3 for the second game, and 1 through 3 for the Komaeda ones. I've got Devil House by John Darnielle. Gonna have to put that away. Down here, we're starting to get to a part where we don't have as much light, so we are just gonna have to kind of roll with it. We've got Oeuvre de Camille Desmoulins, which is a French propagandist from the French Revolution, who I love. I've got Charlie Harmer Takes a Ride and Charlie Harmer and the Lady in Red. We've sent both of these for review here. I really enjoyed them. We've got a full mess of my books. Not all of my books here, because some of them are still in the book wall. But I've got Carl and Jimmy, The Horror at Camp New Woods, books 1 through 4 in the Mythology of Hell in hardcover. So we've got Iscariot, 40 Days, Lake of Fire, and The False Prophet. We got Serial Killers with Cookies, which I'm currently working on the second book coming out very soon. I got Circus Wings. I've got the first 2 books in the Vendetic series, which is going to be Spawn and Sacrifice. Got Columbiner. Got Rewind, which is a set of short stories, and we've got Like Hell. So that's very fun. Like I said, I've got more books out. These are just the ones that aren't in the book wall anymore. We've got How to Read Tarot Cards. We've got my Damien Eccles books. So we got Life After Death, High Magic, and Angels and Archangels. I'm planning on picking up, he came out with another book fairly recently. I want to pick it up at some point, but I'm currently on a book buying ban, so I cannot. We got The Roundhouse by Louise Erdrich, Hanako and the Terror of Allegory, Volume 1, Incarcerant Safik by Catherine Fisher, the first 3 Wotakois, Love is Hard for Otaku, the first 4 Haikyuus, my 5 copies of Lord of the Flies. I try not to get multiple copies of stuff. My one exception is Lord of the Flies. If it's an edition of Lord of the Flies that I do not own, then I will keep it. So I've got this intensely old one. I've got the one everybody read in English class. I've got the other one everybody read in English class. Got the Penguin drop cap, and I've got this gorgeous, gorgeous one. I've got the Liberation of Gabriel King, Encyclopedia Horrifica, Howl, and whatever by S.J. Gosley. Then this bottom shelf on this first one, we've got all my Michael Grant books. I've got the full set of Gone books in the gross old covers because I love them. I've got a full set of Frontlines books. I've got my Sally Green, so I've got Half Bad, Half Wild, Half Lost, and The Smoke Thieves. I've got All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood, Manson by Jeff Gwynne, The Hack Slash Omnibus Volume 1, and Tony Hawk's autobiography. That's very fun and exciting. So my second shelf is, this is what that looks like. So we've got the little box on top, and then we go down like this. So on top here we've got some of the Warrior Cat little like figures. So this is, I believe, Ashfur and Mudclaw. I've got some comics and magazines I have not read, as well as a rock. Then down here we've got this like Names Upon the Harp, which is like Irish myth and legend. We've got Mysterious Skin by Scott Hain, Flush by Carl Hyacin. We've got the Full Enemy series by Charlie Higson, one of my favorites. The Karate Kid novelization, Les Mis, Warrior Cat mangas, and then over here we've got this rock that got painted on, and a Jay Feather. And mostly here we've got Warrior Cat books on this shelf, which were my thing in like elementary, middle school. I loved the Warrior Cat books. I started rereading them. They're still very fun. So I've got some of the Dawn of the Clans. I've got books 4 through 6. I've got the full set of the Prophecy Begins. I've got 1, 2, 4, and 5 of the New Prophecy. I've got full set of A Vision of Shadows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A Broken Code. Then we've got some super editions, some novellas, and some of these big like guidebooks. Then we've got the first volume of Paradox Space. This is a Homestuck thing. I don't know if they ever came out with any more, but I'm still Homestuck. You can't take the Homestuck out of a person. I've got some Natalia Joster books. I've got Touch and Torn, which are part of the same series. I've got Kiss the Fae Volume 1. I've got Trick. I've got Let's Go Play at the Atoms. I have my Stephen Graham Jones. I have Mongrels. And then down here, which is hard to see again because we've got a busted mini fridge blocking the way. I got My Heart is a Chainsaw and The Only Good Indians. I've got the first 3 volumes of Dead Man Wonderland. I've got some high school debuts, so I've got 2, 3, 4, 7, and 12. I have most of Corpse Party. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Book of Shadows. I do have book 5, it's just not shelved yet. I've got The Lost by Jack Ketchum. Nothing But Black and Teeth by Sandra Kah. And then this is the beginning of my Stephen King stuff. So we've got the first 3 books in the Dark Tower, and then The Green Mile in like the little separate ones. And then if we go up to the next shelf, this is my next shelf. See, it's mostly Stephen King, but at the top here we've got some more Funko Pops. We've got, these are from Tommy Boy, it's David Spade and Chris Farley. We've got Tony Hawk, we've got JFJ and Silent Bob, and we've got Bill and Ted. So for Stephen King, first shelf, we've got Joyland, Danse Macabre, The Long Walk, On Writing, Cycle of the Werewolf, 11/22/63. This one was also annotated by me and 2 of my college roommates. 2 copies of the Bachman books. This is the copy that I read. This is my fancy copy. Christine, The Stand, and this gorgeous, this is an old copy of The Stand. It's 800 pages instead of 1100. I mean 1200, 13, however long it is now. Dreamcatcher, Gwendy's Button Box, 3 novels. This has Carrie Salem's Law and The Shining, Everything's Eventual, and Full Dark No Stars. We go down one, we have more Stephen King hardcovers. We've got The Bizarre Bad Dreams, we've got The Outsider, we've got If It Bleeds, we've got Cujo, we have Revival, we have The Dark Half, we have Duma Key, we have Firestarter, we have Dr. Sleep, we have the full Mr. Mercedes set, so that's Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, End of Watch, we've got Dolores Claiborne, and we've got The Institute, and then we go down one more, we've got yet more Stephen King, so we've got Black House, we have Under the Dome, we have Hearts in Suspension, Desperation, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, Insomnia, as well as 3 Stephen King comics. So we've got 1 Dark Tower comic, which is The Gunslinger Born, then 2 of the Stand comics, which is Captain Trips and American Nightmares. Then we've got Sue Klebold's book, Mother's Reckoning. We have Fargo Rock City by Chuck Klosterman, Empire the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, and then the start of my Bleach manga. So I've got volumes 1, 3, 4, 6, 21, 22. And if we go down more, we've got the rest of my Bleach. So we've got 23, 24, 25, 26, 33, 36, 37, 38, 47, 56, 63, 64, 67, and 70, as well as a Bleach Sold, Bleach Masked, and Colored Bleach Plus. Got the last book on the left. I've got some Richard Lehman. So I've got, I can't really see again because we're in a corner, but we've got Savage, Funland, Come Out Tonight, One Rainy Night, Beast House, and Night at the Beast House. I've got my Mara Leverett books, so I've got Devil's Knot and Dark Spell, I have Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin, and I have Paris in the Terror by Stanley Loomis. And then over to my final bookshelf, which is over here. So on the top here, we've got a bunch of like journals and stuff. I have Goosebumps postcard book. I've got Shuhei from Bleach. I've got Deadpool with a Death Note. I've got Sloth. I've got Sam. I've got some books on cassette over there. So on this top one, we've got behind this, we have my horoscope books. And then this was something that my class made when I was in like 3rd grade. I've got Save Me Kurt Cobain, which I annotated with a couple of my roommates in college. We've got this Babysitters Club book, which is Dawn's Big Date. We've got There Are Things I Can't Tell You. Ari Futera, I Love Isekai, Volume 1, McGlue by Tessa Moshfegh, The Last Victim by Jason Moss, the first 2 Candy Shop War books, Compendium, Complete Knife Point Horror by Sora Narnia. This was the first book I ever went off of Goodreads. Midnight for Charlie Bone, A People at War, which is about Civil War, Grunge and Government, which is Chris Novosellich's part memoir, part talking about politics. You're So Patient With Me by Ivan Neuro, which is poetry. Tampa by Lisa Nutting. My Sister, My Love by Joyce Carol Oates. The full Silent Voice collection, so that's 1 through 7. Man with the Candy by Jack Olson, that's about Jean Coral. Happiness, Volume 1. The first 2 Captive Prince books. Dark Rise, and the first Fence book. 12 Blue Rules, which is about the French Revolution. Panzram, which is about Carl Panzram. South Park Guide to Life. The first 3 books in the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness. Then some Christopher Pike, Whisper of Death, Monster, and Chain Letter. So going down, these are a bunch of copies of my college's literary journal. I've got Cam Girl right here. I got Cam Girl, Freaks, and Rick Riordan. So I've got Sea of Monsters, and I've got the full set of the Heroes of Olympus, and the first 3 of the Apollo books, and the first 2 Magnus Chase books. I've got Eat the Rich, Punkzilla, some David Robbins. I've got Halloween and Prank Night. Riders, the 7th Harry Potter book and the Slytherin edition, Stranger Beside Me, a couple books in the Septimus Heap series, books 1, 2, and 7, Foxhole Court. Go down one more. We've got the last 2 books in the Foxhole Court series. I've got Steins Gate, Volume 1, some John Saul. I've got Creatures Up for the Children. This is a children's book. Got Vicious by V.E. Schwab, as well as Dark Shade of Magic and Gathering of Shadows. More series, of course, Tell in the Dark. That's these ones. Complete Pelican Shakespeare. Frankenstein, We Talk About Kevin. Full Unwind series. If I Did It, which is OJ's book. Lockdown, which is the first Escape from Furnace book. A Rendezvous in Aveyron. Some books, some Kevin Smith books. The full Inda series. Vive la Revolution, which is again about the French Revolution. It's hard to see over here, but we do have some Steinbeck and some Goosebumps. The majority of my Goosebumps collection is down here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're all original cover. That's what I'm collecting. And then we go into a Series 2000, Give Yourself Goosebumps, Tales, Ghosts of Fear Street, Horrorland, all that fun stuff. We get Becoming Superman by J. Michael Straczynski, Perfume, Les Jazz Volume 1, Skip and Loafer Volume 1, Battle Royale Slam Book, and a good amount of the manga. We've got his favorite. We've got 1 through, we've got 8 down here. This is hard. This is difficult. There we go. We've got 1 through 8. We've got Secret History, we've got Vanity Fair, we've got the full set of Nozaki, got Food Wars, we've got some Sammy Keys, we got Enter Night, which is a Metallica biography, So You Want to Be a Librarian, True Stories of False Confessions, Will You Die For Me, which is by Tex Watson, who was a Manson guy, Wanderers, the 3 Heartland Trilogy books, The Book of Accidents, Damn Fine Story, Malice, and Havoc. At the very end there, you can't really see it. Still can't really see it. It's the first volume of Sweat and Soap. And this right here is my stack of books that have not been shelved. So it's very small, much smaller than it used to be. There's outside. But yeah, that is my bookshelf tour for right now. That is what we're looking at.